Alright, so today I'm going to show you how I do my beef stew. I have got my stew meat right here. I've chopped it up into bite-sized pieces. I got me some carrots, potatoes, a bag of frozen vegetables, and some onion. So the first thing I'm going to do is heat up some oil in my skillet and brown my meat. The one thing that I do that's a little bit different is instead of beef broth, I use V8 juice. Instead of using tomato sauce, I use V8. I just find that it adds a lot more flavor to the beef stew. So let's get started. So I got my meat in my pot and I've got the oil hot. So I'm gonna just brown it. I'm not trying to cook it all the way. I'm just trying to brown the meat a little bit. So my meat is looking brown and cooked. Like I said, I'm just trying to brown the outside of it. I'm not trying to cook it all the way through. I'm gonna go ahead and add my V8 juice. And then I'm gonna turn it down and I'm going to add my carrots and potatoes so they can just slow cook for a while. I don't know, I dropped my little, got it. Aha. All right, so I got my V8 juice. I'm going to add the carrots. You want to add the carrots and potatoes at the beginning because they take a long time to get tender. And now we'll add potatoes. And I've added one potato and just half a bag of baby carrots that I chopped up to be bite size. And now I will let this simmer for at least an hour until things start to get tender. And then I'll be back. Okay, I have added 3 cups of water to my stew and I'm adding 6 beef bouillon cubes. So I've got all that added. I'm gonna stir it up and let it continue simmering. Even though you may have your pan at a simmer, you need to be sure you come by and you stir it every once in a while because you don't want the meat or vegetables to start to stick to the bottom. So you want to come by and stir it every once in a while just to keep it from happening. Okay. So this has been simmering for about an hour. Now I'm going to add my bag of mixed vegetables. And we're going to stir this up. And I'm going to let it continue simmering. I added 1 bag of vegetables. Now I'm going to add possibly another bag. I want it to have lots of vegetables in it. That's looking much better than it was. It was looking like it didn't have hardly any rain. So that ends up being 2 bags of vegetables. Now we're going to let this continue simmering. All right, so I've added my vegetables and my onion and all that good stuff. So now I'm going to add a thickener, but I'm going to check my potatoes. So I take a knife and I go to the dull side of the knife and see how tender that is. And the meat is too. So that's how you kind of know it's done. Here's a bigger potato. So if I go into this big potato, you see how it just falls apart. So it is done. So I've mixed up about 3 tablespoons of flour and water. I'm going to add just a little at a time just to thicken it up a little bit. It may not need all of it. You just make it as thick as you want. Then the next thing to do is to taste it and see if it needs more salt and pepper or if it needs maybe another beef bouillon. All right, I think that looks good. All right, so now I'm gonna taste it and see if I need to add anything. All right, so our homemade beef stew is done. Check that out. Hearty, thick, and deliciousness is what that is. I hope you get a chance to make this recipe, especially on a cold, snowy day. And as always, I would like for you to subscribe to my page and turn on bell notifications for when I post another video.
And like and comment down below of what you want my mom to cook or bake.
Have
Bye.
a great day. Bye.